Solomon Eccles. Number 7, Jordan Vera. Number 9, Akeem Toussaint. Number 10, Christian Emmanuel. Number 13, Dwayne Quanchan. Number 17, Marcus James. Number 18, Michael Pierre. And number 20, Jordan Reynos. And from Mexico, Roberto Orozco. Number 3, David Pantoja. Number 4, Luis Solorzano. Number 5, Joshua Novello. Number 6, Christopher Vigueras. Number 7, Luis Aguilar. Number 8, Jesus Berzunza. Number 9, Roger Vera. Number 10, Paulo Perez. Number 11, Eduardo Vargas. Number 12, Jesus Fernandez. And number 13, Alan Bass. And there are umpires today, Devin Hooper of Guyana and Alex Miles of Canada. Please stand for the national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago. Now the anthem of Mexico. Starting team for Trinidad, Ron Alexander. Aiden DeGans, Solomon Eccles, Jordan Vera, Akeem Toussaint, and Michael Pierre. And for Mexico, Roberto Orozco, Luis Solorzano, Christopher Vigueras, Jesus Berzunza, Roger Vera, and Alan Bass.
All right, good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall down here in Georgetown, Guyana, where we're on the 4th day of the Indoor Pan American Cups. Our next match on the agenda is a male match between Trinidad and Tobago and Mexico. If you're now tuning in, the previous match was a match between Trinidad and Tobago ladies and Guyana ladies, with Trinidad coming out as the victors. So Nicholas, it'll be interesting to see if the men take that momentum from the ladies and are victorious in this game as well.
Yes, Trinidad is looking pretty good in the competition so far. They've done pretty well for themselves. Mexico, on the other hand, they, I think, would want to come back out here and prove that they belong in this competition. They've been brushed aside by Canada as well as Argentina. And so they will want to come out strong against this Trinidad outfit. I get the feeling that Trinidad in this match is going to be the favorite team to win. But of course, anything can happen.
Definitely. The Trinidad team has been playing very well. They're a strong unit. So I think that the Mexican team has their work cut out for them on this one. So here we go with the action.
Right away, Mexico deciding to play forward and start attacking immediately. And Trinidad and Tobago with a few good players in their side are going to be looking at how they can get this game and move forward into the knockout segment of the competition.
Definitely. This is going to be a very fast-paced game. Trinidad moves very nicely, and the Mexicans are hard workers. So I think we're in for a high-tempo game. And we see now Trinidad with possession. The Gans going for the long pass off the band to Toussaint, but the Mexicans working well to evade them. Trinidad in possession once again. And that pass from the Gans, unable to connect with Toussaint.
Mexico seems to be pushing the tempo here early in the game. We are only a minute and a half into it, and the pace is pretty high. Usually the two teams would play a little bit and watch each other before coming into this sort of tempo. And Mexico has surprised Trinidad and Tobago. A loose ball coming into the center. Number 4 from Mexico, Solozando, came up with it and easily put in the first goal of the match.
Yes, definitely a surprise to the Trinidad and Tobago defense. But Mexico working hard. If I'm not mistaken, I think they just registered their first goal of the tournament.
That's right.
So catching Trinidad by surprise there a bit. But no doubt, Trinidad will work hard to equalize and gain control of this match.
So Lozano getting the back of the net for the first time for Mexico there. So the score line is now 1-0 in favor of Mexico.
And then Trinidad equalizes with a fast break from Jordan Vera and getting past the Mexican goalie. So now, after Trinidad equalizes, it's now 1-1.
El juego comenzó muy rápidamente y primeramente México anotó el primer gol del partido y dentro de un minuto contestó Trinidad y Tobago con un gol suyo y entonces el juego está 1-1. We have a slight pause here as the umpire is having a few words with the goalie of Trinidad and Tobago. And we've restarted. So just under 17 minutes and already 2 goals scored. Under 17 minutes to go.
And there we have Trinidad and Tobago gaining their first penalty corner of the match.
Now Trinidad has done well against countries such as Canada and Argentina. In fact, the first match against Argentina, they were able to do a pretty good job in that match. So if you compare the results of the Mexico side against the sides that Trinidad has seen already, one would suspect that this match should go overwhelmingly in favor of Trinidad.
Correct. Trinidad actually was able to come out with a great victory over Argentina. They're actually yet to play Canada, which will be a crucial match for them. And they also were able to come out with a win against Guyana as well.
Correct. Yes,
So
yes.
Trinidad right now is on top of the leaderboard on the male side.
With the loss last night of Canada.
Correct. Correct.
So Canada losing last night means that Trinidad is on top of the points board.
Right, and they're yet to play. That match will be tomorrow evening.
All right.
So that match last night shook the whole pool table up. So now is when it gets interesting.
It has blown this competition wide open.
That's right. So we see Mexico in possession. Trinidad playing a very high press. Trinidad will no doubt want to capitalize and try to score as many goals as possible. Of course, we all know if teams are tied after the round robin stage, it comes down to goal difference. So definitely, I think one of their aims would be for this to be a high-scoring match, because we never know what can happen after the round robin stage is finished.
That's right. That's right. And Mexico, they have the bad luck of having lost matches with more than 10 goals against with the opponent having more than 10 goals than them.
Correct.
So they will be hoping to stay clear of any more losses.
Or at least stay clear of double digits. And there is James with a diving attempt at goal, which goes wide of the goal. But Trinidad earns a penalty corner.
Pass through the legs is stopped by the defender. And there's an infraction by one of the Mexican players.
Yes, it seems as if his follow through connected with Emmanuel. But Emmanuel is up quickly and he's all right.
That's the captain of the Mexico side, Alan Bass. So he'll spend 60 seconds out of the game.
And Mexico, of course, now down to 4 players, having to defend the Trinidad and Tobago penalty corner. But there's James with a bobble on the pass off, so it's Mexico possession. James again with another try at goal, just going wide of the right post. So we see that Trinidad is clearly in control of the game, pressing the Mexicans and having them to work hard to get out the defense. The Gans on top.
The Gans, once again, he had about 3 tries there at goal, getting 2 rebounds and able to put it back through the legs of the goalkeeper there to score in this match. This is the 3rd goal for Trinidad and Tobago. And Mexico, after scoring first in this match, have not been able to score again.
All right, Trinidad has been quick to compose themselves and take the lead. So it's now 3-1 with 11:20 left on the clock for the first half. And it's a long corner for Trinidad, with Ian taking the ball quickly. And Reno's trying to find the stick of Vera. And they earn another penalty corner.
Belzunza doesn't seem to be having a good game this game. He just made a few mistakes on the defense. I believe that one of the goals just flew straight past him, and this time unable to trap the ball, and gives the Trinidad Tobago side a short corner.
So Trinidad opted for the pass-off option to Jordan Vera, who sent it flying into the net. It actually bounced off of one of the
That's the same player,
Mexican players.
Belzunza. The same player we were just talking about is having a bad match. The ball ricocheted off of his stick
Looks like a stick, yes.
and went into the upper corner of the net. So it seems as though the ball also kind of grazed his jaw or something. And he seems like he's a bit uncomfortable. But the coach for Mexico has seen enough and calls time to talk it over with his boys.
Yes. Timeouts are crucial. It gives you a chance to, of course, get some water, rest the legs a bit, even if it's just for a minute, and just to talk over the game plan, try to get a bit composed, and just regroup and get back out onto the field. But as we said earlier, Trinidad, of course, the heavy favorites in this match, and showing how dynamic they are, and are up now 4-1 with just 10:24 left in the first half.
It seems like this game has been going on much longer than just 9.5 minutes. This game has had a lot in it so far. The pendulum started on the Mexico side and it swung all the way back to Trinidad and Tobago now. Trinidad and Tobago in control of this match so far. And we're going to restart here with almost halfway through the first half.
So Mexico once again on the ball. But Trinidad pressing very high. And the umpire just settling the game. Mexico with a pass to the middle. Using the band out to the left. With a turn into the Trinidadian player. And Trinidad restarts quickly.
So here we see the player trying to stop the tackle from the Trinidad player by putting his stick in the way. And the umpire calling it and giving the ball to Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct.
Now Trinidad returns the favor and gives the ball right back to Mexico. So Mexico will be taking a free pass. We have the captain, Bas, of Mexico. Attempting a long pass down the right flank. The ball goes off and Trinidad and Tobago is now restarting.
Trinidad being patient. Tucson there was backed by several Mexico defenders. Came back out to iron. And they tried working the ball around the back. So the captain Eccles will start play. Iron with a nice deflection pass up the line to Emmanuel. So we see play changing back and forth for the past minute or so. Both teams trying to just gain control. You see a few mistakes by both sides. So it's like looking at a ping pong match. Back and forth.
All right, quick pass there over to the number 6 player from Brazunga, Bigueras. And Bigueras unable to trap it with his stick. It hits his foot and the ball is turned over to Trinidad and Tobago. So yet again, we have these two teams making a few unforced errors. And the match has gone a bit away from both of the teams.
Yeah, so a timeout there is called again. I think Trinidad still in a bit of control, but making some unforced errors and not quite being able to capitalize. The score, of course, is 4-1. with 7:26 left in the first half.
So with this Trinidad team, before the match began, before the tournament began, Trinidad was actually ranked below Canada, Guyana, and Argentina.
Correct.
They were ranked of the 6 teams participating here, fourth, and they are currently sitting atop
That's
the
right.
points table. So this is quite interesting. Guyana too has done quite well, but Trinidad and Tobago, the surprise team of the 6 in terms of performance so far.
Definitely. What I've learned about these tournaments is you never know what's going to happen. You can't count anyone out. Trinidad has done very well to be in the position that they are right now. And now it's just for them to keep that momentum going. And hopefully, if they do, of course, they would finish at the top of the leaderboard and be playing for the top spot in the
Now,
finals.
we are talking about the finals here, but the winner for this tournament here will book a place for the World Cup.
Correct.
Right.
The winner in both the male and female side book a spot in the Indoor World Cup, which will be in Germany next year. So all the teams will be, of course, really vying for that honor to be able to represent their country at such a prestigious tournament. And Trinidad have definitely showed what they have and have come up to the challenge thus far. So we see Mexico once again in possession, driving down the left flank with a cross, with a pass across the goal. The sliding Mexican player was unable to connect.
We had some passes there between Bigueras and Solozan. And a shot there from the Trinidad and Tobago side going just left of the goal. And Trinidad is pressing now, hoping to make something happen. With just under 6 minutes to go in the first half.
And young Vera on the ball, trying to get it to Tucson.
Bigueras loses the handle and the ball goes out of bounds. So Trinidad will get a long corner.
We see substitution there. So Reynos on now in the left back position, over to Eccles. And here come the Mexicans down the left flank.
It seemed as though Toussaint knew exactly what Belzunza was going to do and just stopped him in his tracks.
Yes, Toussaint.
Very good defensive work there, and Toussaint unable to control the pass. He was alone in front of goal, and they reset play. Good cross, 2 rebounds, and Trinidad with 2 shots on goal. The goalkeeper did extremely well there to keep it out, as Trinidad and Tobago was assaulting the goalkeeper over there. His name is Orozco.
Yes, Orozco doing very well there to save two attempts in succession.
Once again, Toussaint, his assault on goal. And the Mexicans defending very well in these last 2 minutes. The Trinidad and Tobago player, number 9, Toussaint, very active in front of goal.
Yes, Toussaint is actually one of the veterans. He's been playing for a very long time, very skillful player. And as you can see, quite nifty. And it's really posing a problem for the Mexican goalkeeper.
Yeah, Toussaint unable to get his stick down there to stop the ball. And he was helplessly watching as the ball went straight through his legs and off of the field. We seem to have some injury time here.
Yes, number 6 for Mexico, Viguera, seems to be down. He's holding his left knee, so he'll get some medical attention.
Now, each of these teams would walk with their own physiotherapist. So Juan Ibanez is the physiotherapist for the Mexico side. And it appears that he would want to do some more work on Bigueras. And so Bigueras has been taken off. And coming in for him is, I'm unable to see the number of the player here, number 3 for Mexico, Pantoja.
So Trinidad again on the attack, being very dominant.
Oh,
And with another penalty corner in their favor. So Trinidad has really been putting on the pressure and is having their way in the Mexican half of the court.
yeah, Toussaint also having his way inside the circle. He's been pretty active, and just now it looked like he was going to do a defensive stroke from cricket as he tried to tap that ball into the back of the net. Now Trinidad and Tobago ready, prepared for this short corner.
And a wonderful high drag flick by Toussaint, number 9 of Trinidad and Tobago, which now takes the score to 5-1 with 2 minutes 50 seconds left in the first half.
Toussaint finally getting a goal he's been working for the last 3 to 4 minutes. El partido ya está a 5 goles para Trinidad y Tobago y 1 gol para Mexico. Trinidad and Tobago now advancing up, stolen by Berzunza. Comes off of his foot, and so Berzunza loses the ball to Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad, experienced players in the backcourt there for them, unable to trap the ball. It bubbles out of the field, and Mexico start. Trinidad advancing.
And once again, another short corner. You see nice passing at the back from Trinidad. Captain Eccles over to Pierre, Pierre up the line. And now Trinidad Tobago once again set up for another penalty corner.
This is interesting as we see Mexico kind of unraveling a little bit as the match progressed. They came out pretty strong, pretty confident, and I feel as though they've lost a bit of the confidence now. And watching these goals come past you would not do a lot for your confidence. So we have yet another goal there by Trinidad and Tobago. Just about a minute remaining. The score moves to 6 goals to 1.
Some lovely work there by Trinidad and Tobago. Unfortunately, losing possession. And now Mexico has possession with 35 seconds to go in the first half.
Mikel Pierre there for Trinidad and Tobago doing some good stick work. Emmanuel now has it running down the flank. Pass to Pierre. He was unable to trap it on the backside. And the ball goes off. Mexico restarting. Just under 10 seconds remaining. Trinidad got a steal. Shot. Stopped by the goalkeeper. So Trinidad and Tobago now with a long corner as time is about to expire.
And there we have it, the end of the first half. So at the end of the 20 minutes, we have Trinidad Tobago with 6, Mexico 1. So Nicholas, quite an entertaining first half. Of course, going heavily in favor of Trinidad and Tobago, which the scoreline suggests. But the Mexicans, no doubt, working very hard, not giving up. And as you had mentioned, it's hard to keep the morale when the goals are coming so quickly.
Yes,
but
we saw a little bit of everything in that first half there. We saw Mexico come out strong, confident, scoring the early goal. We saw a little bit of play where both sides made a lot of unforced errors. And then, as you mentioned, for the most part, Trinidad able to put it together and make a few very interesting and good-looking goals to carry the score now to 6-1.
Correct. So let's see what the second half has to offer. We'll take a small break and be back with you in a few minutes.
uh, Championships. And Mexico is about to start the second half against Trinidad and Tobago.
So again, the score heading into the second half was 6-1 in favor of Trinidad and Tobago. And we see a great deflection attempt there by Toussaint, unable to convert. And the Mexico keeper having some work cut out for him early in this second half. Toussaint again with some lovely individual skills and being able to win Trinidad and Tobago a penalty corner.
Now, Toussaint had two good-looking shots there, very close to the goal. Goalkeeper doing a very good job there to keep it out, Orozco. And rightfully said, he did a really good job of dribbling and manipulating the ball with his stick to win a corner for Trinidad. So most likely Toussaint will be rewarded with another shot on goal. And it goes wide, just right of the goal, and they win a long corner. Toussaint very, very active in this Trinidad game. And the captain, Eccles, putting a lovely pass into the center. Maybe we are all concentrating so hard on Toussaint that Vera was just open at the top of the circle to get a free and open and wide look at the goal, and he was able to put it in on the left-hand side. So the score moving on to 7-1.
Yeah, so as you said, Eccles, the captain, getting a lovely pass to Vera. Vera, a young player, but very talented, and it's now showing why he deserves to be on this Trinidad and Tobago national team. Eccles with another lovely look for the long ball into once again Vera, being picked up by Pierre, and now they've earned themselves another short corner.
Trinidad and Tobago starting out pretty well offensively here in the second half.
Oh, it seems as if the umpires changed their call and it will instead be a free hit. But Vera with heavy pressure.
This Trinidad side is pressing. Not a player is on the defensive side. And Mexico now able to get a breakaway. It's disrupted, but they will get a free hit. And now all of the defenders are on the defensive side of the court. And Mexico having their first short corner of the second half.
Yeah,
How important is this for Mexico, this short corner?
Oh, all short corners are important, but I think especially for them, being down by 6 goals, I think they will want to try to sink this one just to bring the morale up a bit, get back a bit of that confidence, because they're up against a very tough Trinidad and Tobago side.
They've put all 5 players into this this short corner here.
Very good try there, but just going wide of the right side. And as you mentioned, they did put all of their players up, which again is a risk because you have no last line defense.
Yes, so here we had the keeper running out to the wing to give some support to the defense, and Trinidad able to swing it around and put down their 8th goal for the match. So the score is now 8-1.
The Gans and Eccles doing a great job there to double on the Mexican player. But Mexico with some good skills to get out of there. And Reynos on the ball now. With a valiant try.
Emmanuel scoops. It looks as if after making the play, Emmanuel's stick passed very close to the Mexican player and may have hit him in the follow-through to that scooping shot that he did play there just across the face of the goal. So here we have the physiotherapist from the Mexican side, Juan Ibanez, having to work on yet another player for Mexico. Trinidad and Tobago captain calling his players in to have a few words with them during this short break.
Yeah, so there seems to have been some contact, as you said. So he will have that looked after. And now we restart play.
Trinidad with a free hit. They're doing much better in this half in terms of protecting the ball and keeping possession.
Yes, they're playing very solid, very few mistakes, and getting the job done. Mexico on the ball after a bobble there. And Mexico in the Trinidad and Tobago circle. The keeper Ron Alexander coming out there. Actually, I stand corrected. Trinidad and Tobago has Riza Hussein in goal right now, so they change keepers at the half. James with some lovely work there. Over to Emmanuel, who tries a shot. Back to the captain, Eccles. They're working on the right side. Ball still in play. And Emmanuel with a valiant try there to scoop the ball over the Mexican goalkeeper, but just goes wide of the goal. And here comes Mexico.
A counter-attack from the Mexican side leaves Luis Aguilar free on the right-hand side to make a quick shot past the goalkeeper. And Mexico is going to really cherish this. They're going to be, hopefully they're going to hold on to this positivity, and they may be able to play a bit higher level that we know that they can play.
Yes, definitely. So we see here the captain of Trinidad and Tobago having a discussion with the umpire. I think he was trying to explain that there was an infringement before the Mexicans got into their circle with the eventual goal. So the umpires will now have a conversation, and let's see what's the outcome.
So this is in effect a protest by the captain of the Trinidad side.
Right, just an appeal, which the captain can do if it's done in a timely manner. And of course, the umpires would have to converse, and sometimes the call can be changed, but most of the times the call stands.
All right, in a game like this, all of the players are now, all of the spectators that we have here, they're applauding the decision to keep the goal. I think the spectators would like to see a more entertaining match than another blowout. So the goal remains, and Mexico now has 2, and Trinidad and Tobago 8. Trinidad and Tobago, Emmanuel trying to push things along as he energetically runs up the right flank and tries to get past one of the Mexican players. It seems to have had a little bit of a collision with that player while he tried to get around him. And another Mexican player is on the floor. And so physiotherapist Ibanez once again out to work on the Mexico side. So in terms of the changing of the goalkeeper, do you think that this is something, maybe it's because of the time of day, that in the sports hall here, it's pretty warm between 10 and 2 o'clock?
Yes.
Maybe the players, particularly the goalkeepers, who have all that protective gear on there, it can be very hot.
Oh, yes.
And very exhausting to be concentrating for such a long period. So maybe that's why the goalkeepers have changed?
That could be it. And also, usually when teams have 2 goalkeepers, of course there's the number 1 keeper and then the second keeper. And a game like this, Trinidad would want to make sure that both keepers have a chance to get some time in the goal. Because it's not a heavily contested match.
All right, so it shouldn't be a heavily contested match.
Or it shouldn't be a heavily contested match. So everyone's able to get some time on the floor.
All right, Emmanuel playing some defense there on the Mexican side. Trinidad is pressing.
They are very high. Heavy pressure. James driving around the corner.
inadvertently the ball coming off of James's foot, so Mexico has it.
We see Trinidad triple team in. Mexico doing well to get out of that block. But Eccles strong in defense. Collecting up to James. Over to the Gans. Back to Eccles. Trinidad working the ball around nicely. Up comes Eccles with a lovely cross to James. And he puts in goal number 9 for Trinidad and Tobago.
Eccles is doing a wonderful job in this second half of setting up his teammates. We saw him push the ball a few times into Vera, very able to convert on one of those. And now James settling himself inside there as Eccles is able to pick him out. And of course, James doing the job of tapping the ball in.
Yes. Another long ball there by Ann. Looking for another deflection.
All right, so the rule is that the goals cannot be scored from outside of the half circle.
Of course.
And so those players from outside who are striking the ball are hoping that they can get one of the offensive players, one of their teammates, to touch the ball into the goal.
Correct. And when done correctly, those goals are the most splendid ones. Really thrill the crowd.
I beg to differ. I've seen 2 goals from El Grisi, the Argentine player, where he's doing 360-degree spins and scooping the ball. So yes, there are some exciting goals coming off of the individual play as well.
Definitely. I think a lot of people will remember that play from El Grisi. So now we see Trinidad and Tobago with another penalty corner. Let's see if they can make it 10. We're just about 11:28 left here in the second half.
Reynos from Trinidad and Tobago about to take the short corner.
And a beautiful drag flick from young Jordan Vera. Up into the right top V of the net. And it's now score 10 to Trinidad and Tobago, 2 to Mexico.
At the beginning of this match, we were commenting that Mexico has lost 2 matches by more than 10 points, 10 goals. They are now 10-2. And a lot of time left on the clock, 11 minutes left in this second half.
We had a lovely shot there ricocheting off the bar of the goal. I'm not sure if the Mexican goalkeeper knew where the ball went. And Mexico in possession.
With the speed that these balls travel at, sometimes it's difficult for us who are a good distance away to follow the ball, much less a goalkeeper who is that close to the action.
Definitely. Especially on the male side, the players are so powerful and so quick that you really have to be alert and focused to play the game and to, as you said, as a goalkeeper, to really be alert on what's happening around you.
Toussaint looks like he's grimacing a little bit. He may have some issues with his knee. He has played pretty well in the first half, so maybe he's worn himself out a little bit. Hopefully he's going to be okay for the rest of this match and for matches to come. They will have some very important matches coming up.
Definitely.
Particularly on Saturday when we have the knockout segment of the competition.
Yes, and they also play Canada tomorrow evening, which will be a crucial match for both sides. So here we have Toussaint doing well to recover the ball, still in possession, over to Reynos. Reynos with a long pass up the board to Captain Eccles, but he is unable to control it, and it's Mexico ball once again.
Eccles playing a bit forward on that occasion.
Yes, he's now dropped back to his original position and right back.
I may have missed it, but Trinidad is playing with 4 players at the moment.
Indeed, I missed it as well. So we see one of the Trinidad players seems to have gotten a card and is waiting his timeout on the bench.
So Trinidad now with possession, on one man down. And they're able to get to win a short corner. So we have just about half a minute remaining for the Trinidad player to get back in. And Reynolds from Trinidad, about to take yet another short corner for Trinidad. Mexican side ready. And Vera yet again. This is exactly the same shot he took earlier, and scores yet again against the Mexican defense. You want to walk us through what just happened?
Well, in that penalty corner, of course, Jordan Vera was in the flicker position and took it very well, again up into the top right V of the net. As I had mentioned before, penalty corners are very technical. It's something that takes a lot of practice, and he has probably been practicing that flick hundreds of times. For him to be able to place it so nicely at a crucial time.
All right, Trinidad having a bit of a run here. Really good plays in the middle there. Pierre hitting the stick of the Mexican player and turning it over. Trinidad take the quick free hit. And wonderful give and go plays there. Toussaint running down the left flank, passes it into the middle, and immediately gets the return pass to tap the ball into goal. And now these are the goals that we were talking about. It's now 10-2. And Mexico unable to hold off this 10-goal loss that they've been getting in their game so far.
Right. So the score, of course, being 12-2. So Mexico down by 10 goals.
Yeah, but this is a young Mexican side. Most of the players are teenagers. The oldest player on the Mexican side is Perez, with 28 years of age, number 10. The next oldest person is actually 22 years old in the captain, Bass. So this team from Mexico, very young team. They're probably investing a little bit of time and in them, so they can develop into the players that that Mexico will need. On the Trinidad side, many of the players are are not teenagers. Only one teenager on the side. That's Emmanuel, number 10 for Trinidad and Tobago. And the rest of the players are in the mid to high 20s, with the oldest player from Trinidad and Tobago being the goalkeeper, Hossein, who is 35 years old. So you can see the difference in age. And as you mentioned early in the broadcast, that this is a team that's been playing for years together. So the Trinidad side will have a lot more in terms of cohesion than the Mexican side. And it is showing in this match.
Oh, definitely. Again, a young Mexican side, all they can gain from this tournament is experience. And that's what makes better players. And as you rightfully said, Trinidad, a very seasoned side. Most of these fellas have come out of the club, from the club level, and are now playing on the national team together. And it surely shows. So let's see if Vera will go in it right.
The Gans now on the right-hand flank. Back to Captain Eccles. Over to Reynos, and Mexico recover. Good stick work there by Vera. But he loses it again, and Eccles trying pass down the line, and Emmanuel unable to, the teenager Emmanuel, unable to hold it, and so Mexico briefly with the ball. The Gans getting the ball on the top of the half circle, just on the edge of the circle. He dribbles the ball just past the line and scoops it into the left-hand side of the goal for Trinidad's 13th goal of the match, and Mexico still with 2.
So a timeout call there. So we've had quite a number of goals here in the second half. Trinidad and Tobago really up in the ante. As I said earlier, if depending on what happens after the round robin stage, these goals will be very critical if it comes down to goal difference to decipher who tops the table and who comes out second. So Trinidad and Tobago doing what they need to do to ensure that they have those goals under their belt.
All right, so we do have some matches on Saturday. Maybe you can go through some of the matches that we'll be seeing. And I believe the first match will start on Saturday at 11:35.
Yes, 11:55. So tomorrow finishes the round robin stage. And then, of course, on Saturday, we have the placement matches. So starting at 11:55, we will have the 5th and 6th place women's game, followed by 5th and 6th place in the men's division. Again, followed by 3rd and 4th for the women, then for the men, and then, of course, the gold medal matches following that.
So for the females, the gold medal match will be at 5:35.
At 5:35 on Saturday.
And the gold medal for the men's in this competition will be at
7 p.m.
7 p.m. All right, so there you have it. We have the bronze match, the 5th and 6th place matches, the bronze matches, and then the gold matches here at the sports hall on Saturday.
So here we see Trinidad once again driving on that left side, being cornered by a strong Mexican defense who were able to stop them from another goal attempt. And now we're down to just 2:25 left in this match.
Do you think Mexico may come in with a kicker back, or you think that this match is so far gone that they may just try to continue play and continue to see if they can score with the orthodox 5 persons on the field?
I don't think that they will change to a kicker back. As you rightfully said, the goal difference is 11 goals, and with only 2 minutes left, it will be risky to pull the keeper. So they probably won't use that tactic for this match. A lovely ball up the line there by Reynos, collected by the Mexico defender. Nice pass across to number 10. But the Trinidad defense quick on the ball.
Pierre from Trinidad and Tobago charging in there to foil the Mexico run.
And there we see Emmanuel with another diving attempt at goal. Picked up by the Mexico team. And Reynos with a nice turn. Send it into Toussaint once again.
Toussaint has slowed down a little bit in this second half, but other players such as Vera, they have stepped up to continue the goal scoring for Trinidad.
Definitely, it's been a team effort. Our Mexico goalkeeper sliding out there.
All right, with the goalkeeper just off of his line, Trinidad trying to get the ball around.
And scooping at him there. Emmanuel trying to lob the ball over the goalkeeper, but didn't quite have the right direction. And now we're down to 20 seconds left in this match. Let's see if Trinidad will be able to sink another one before time expires.
Wow. It did seem to ricochet off someone. The umpire says no. And so Trinidad and Tobago with the last attempt on goal. And this match will stay 13-2. El equipo de Trinidad y Tobago ganó este juego en este partido 13 goles de Trinidad y 2 goles para México.
So ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of that match between Trinidad and Tobago and Mexico. Of course, an entertaining match with Trinidad clearly in control and coming out with a 13-2 goal line. Up next, we'll have a ladies match between Canada and Argentina, which promises to be a very exciting game. So please stay tuned. Stay with us here at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall as we await the next match.